Hey, what's up? Dave with Brazos Valley Strength, and welcome to, I guess I can call this sort of my last week of training heading into Raw Nationals on September 17th. I'm saying that this is my last week of training. It's for sure the last week that will be on video, but I'll talk about my training at this point. I'll try to make this little segment pretty short. I'm sure I'll be talking throughout the rest of the video, but give a bit of an overview. So my video last week on rehabbing the pec, I talked about how things were going pretty well, and I'm pretty happy. Like I'm back on the program that I originally wanted to do for bench press. I'm not all that strong, but I'm feeling a whole lot healthier, and so I'm really treating, particularly for bench press, but actually for squats and deadlifts as well. I'm treating this as I'm training into the competition. I have 2 more weeks, and we'll see what I can make happen. So I would probably encourage you to maybe watch some of those other videos on what's been going on with my pec. I don't want to bog down this video too much with that stuff, but we're moving in the right direction there. We'll see what I hit later in the week. I have goals. 190 would be excellent. That would give me a lot of chances to get close to my PR later, I guess next week at the competition. But we'll see. Well, I'll talk about that stuff later on, but definitely am able to do a whole lot more training at this point with a whole lot more minimal pain. So this is my last little, this is actually for sure going to be the last video that I make from inside this space. It's pretty bittersweet. Like even just saying that makes me a little bit sad. This has been a really great space, really grown to love like the lighting, and it's been a really, really good training environment for me. My girlfriend and I are moving to Cypress, Texas, just outside of Houston for her work. So I'll be doing the same stuff from there, but we'll be in a rental for a year, so I probably won't be setting up the home gym at that point. There's a really great gym, Rise Gym, that's pretty close to us, so I'll be going there for training. Still be making YouTube videos and all of that, but we'll see. I'll find my groove over there. Still be doing a lot of coaching content, but this is the last video from inside this gym. So hopefully we all enjoy it, and I guess at some point after maybe next year, I'll put more work in making a nice studio and all that stuff. So training in general has been tumultuous this block. I think my main feeling is just kind of the last year or so, kind of lack of consistency, lack of momentum. Raw Nationals last year was for sure my best meet ever. Did some really, really good stuff, hit really big lifts, had an opportunity to pull for the win, nearly pulled 400 kilos. I'm just not there right now. Stuff, family stuff, personal life stuff, off and on, kind of missing training here and there, been injured a lot this year. I don't know. We'll see what I put together at the competition. I've really had to adjust a lot of things in this block to kind of get myself back on track. I don't think that it's really a reflection of anything other than inconsistency through the year. I'm actually at this moment feeling really good about training, like excited about training in general. I don't know how I feel about this competition in particular. Like I don't know what I'm gonna total. I don't really know at this point what numbers I'm gonna be going after. Like I said, I got 2 more weeks of training. I'm gonna be basically training into the competition. But in this moment, I am really happy with my view on training. I made a video a while back. I guess it was talking about personal life stuff and how I really want to view myself more as an athlete these days. And I'm doing that. Like I really feel invested right now. And I really feel like I'm enjoying training and that I have a good track forward. Like despite this very moment and how stuff has been kind of tumultuous as far as my health and feeling at times, how strong I've been really strong sometimes this year, but inconsistently so. And we'll see what that actually means on the platform. But bigger picture, I'm feeling great. Like I have a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm about the way that I'm going to be able to approach training over the next, short term, just my view of my own future within powerlifting training. Like I'm excited about it. So this meet we'll see what how my tone shifts throughout the week. Maybe I end up feeling really good and I'm going to be expecting maybe some bigger numbers. Maybe it all falls apart, and I'm just getting through the meet. But really, I think that maybe the message to anybody watching this video And yeah, I don't know. I've said this stuff before, is that every meet feels like the biggest one you've ever done, because it kind of is. Every meet you're doing is hopefully getting better than the last one as you're getting stronger, and it makes that feel big. But I'm glad I've kind of gotten to the point, maturity wise, that I don't know how this one will affect me. Like I think it's a very low chance that it affects me negatively, and just in general right now I feel kind of fresh and enthusiastic about training. And hopefully that means a lot of stuff moving forward. So not to talk too much at this point, I'm probably going to combine the next 2 sessions, into one little training montage, and then get back to the heavier stuff and maybe talk about goals later in the week as far as what I want from every session and kind of what I'm looking for at that point. So anyway, thanks for keeping up with my training at this point. Hopefully I can put up some big numbers throughout the rest of this week and make this video kind of exciting. But anyway, we'll get to it. I had some pretty pretty terrible training on Tuesday, day 2, my squats. I mean, I don't know that I even really wanted to put those in this video. Pretty bad, pretty embarrassing. I think those are kind of a representation of some of the stuff that I've felt through this block. I guess to kind of elaborate on that just really briefly. I've talked about my glute pretty often. I actually think I'm in a really good spot with that. Like that's kind of like a pinching pain that I get inside my glute. I don't feel that at all right now. It's been pretty good. But through the course of this year, that's shown up a little bit more and more, and I think it's kind of had me developing like a little bit of I've been moving away from that leg a good bit, and then recently I've come up with some strategies, some single leg work, even like some glute stuff. But like I've been actually able to manage it pretty well, like actually get back on my left leg. And I think that's created some issues for me in the short term, which is kind of unfortunate, that now I'm dealing with this thing. But I hurt my adductor, whatever it was, a few months ago, 3 months ago. And basically, for sure, in that moment, I felt like it was that, because I was like really shifting away from my left leg, changed some stuff in my programming, and really was able to start using my left leg again, but like just felt really weak on that side, even though I knew it was like a better squat pattern. Then hurt my adductor, kind of rehabbed that, came back, was squatting really well. Went on vacation, came back, and like was squatting well. But then now it's kind of the same thing. I don't feel consistent. And I don't feel strong on my left side. And I mean, it was clearly represented in those that, like, warming up, I generally feel good. Like, my body feels okay. But out of the bottom, I kind of have this, like, discomfort. I mean, there's certainly discomfort on my left side, like, kind of my outer hip or whatever, which is a pain that I've gotten from time to time. Like, I'm not really all that worried about it. But it's just, like, generally an inability to press hard with my left leg. And it's really frustrating, even though I feel even, it's like I feel like I'm squatting well overall, but right now my left leg just doesn't feel like it has any go. And it's frustrating, it's annoying, but I feel like I'm doing the right stuff. My plan on that day 2, on that squat day, was to work up to a hard set of 5, hard-ish. In my head I was thinking like 280 or something, and I did a double with 220 and was like, oof. So I ultimately ended up doing some more reps on that day and kind of had a few sets that felt a good bit better. But I don't know. We'll see. Like, again, I feel like I'm squatting well. I feel balanced. I feel like it's in there if I can just have it kind of click. So we'll see what happens at the end of the week. I'm going to deadlift today. I'll be deadlifting shortly after filming this video. Deadlifts have been a lot better. I'm pulling slack better. Generally I feel like I'm having a little bit more success. I had a really bad deadlift day, kind of for the same reason, a few weeks ago, but it's getting there. It's okay. We'll be able to. I think we're gonna make something happen today. Hopefully, not really looking for anything huge. Something in the mid 700s to just kind of feel confident about kind of going for it at the meet. Like, I'm not really even thinking my training here is going to like set up, like a big pull or something like that in training at all. I'm just looking to kind of feel confident and just let myself go for it. At the competition is really my game plan. So at this point, it's weird because I started off this video, and particularly the last video, and the one I just posted last week, about rehabbing my pec. My bench press is like in the best spot of anything right now, which is really funny to me. It's annoying that I really stuck with it, and I got myself back to a point that I really feel good about my bench press. We'll see how strong it ends up being, but I basically had no pain bench pressing yesterday. Now I just need to get a little bit stronger. So we'll see what happens. I still have some hope that I'm going to be able to squat well at the end of the week. Like I said, I'm going to be training into the competition next week as well. So like I still have this, like, there's some chance of building momentum, but like I said, I just don't know. I don't know what this meet is going to be like for me. I basically never encourage people, and I've dropped out of one meet in my whole life. And it was like right after COVID stuff. I was training out of, my hot garage. I just like signed up for a meet to try to get some motivation back. It didn't really work. So I dropped out of that meet fairly early. Like, I just knew it was creating more pressure for me than it was doing anything else. But for the most part, like, I kind of enjoy battling the hardships like this to go into meets, I wouldn't mind doing it. Like, it's not that big of a stressor for me. I mean, obviously some of the stressors are even like, I plan to make this video, and I'm sticking with it, I'm doing it, but I don't like talking about all this stuff, and like publicly, I don't. I was listening to the Two White Lights podcast, and I was mentioned in kind of the group of people, 110 range, that just kind of can't hide, from meets. That I want to do the meet. I'm kind of curious what I'll be able to put up, but then there's sort of like embarrassment or whatever from whatever total. I have no idea, whatever I'll total. Despite me genuinely believing I'm moving in the right direction as far as training. And feeling confident about moving forward and being able to put together some really big stuff in the coming year or so. But I don't like seeing stuff about myself or hearing stuff about like, David sucked. So anyway, like that's like my biggest barrier in this moment, is just kind of like knowing what I'll feel kind of depending on what the total is and all that. But I'm definitely fighting. Like, if I can manage, I think there is a chance that I somehow manage to eke out like a small total, and it all comes down to hopefully squatting close to what I squatted in previous meets. If I can squat around 700 at the meet, okay, we're kind of in it. If I can bench press close to 200 kilos, which I actually think I might be able to do, we're kind of in it. And then it just takes like a YOLO big deadlift to make it happen, and like maybe I don't come anywhere close to those things. Maybe I'm 50 kilos under my best total. I really don't know, but I guess right now it's just sticking with it and continuing to work the process and trying to make the best choices that I can to be ready on the platform, but to keep moving forward, So I'm still motivated. I'm still motivated to like, I want to compete more. I want to compete early next year. I'm like excited to keep doing it, but right now, I don't know. So I think this will probably be my last talking piece in this video until after the next 2 days, today and then the other 2. So deadlift today, bench press tomorrow, squats on Saturday are kind of the big primary lifts. I'll just wrap up my thoughts at that point. Hopefully I have some really positive stuff to say. Maybe I can even give some insight onto like a temp selection and what I'm looking for there. But we'll see. So I'm just going to let myself go for it. Hopefully relax a little bit in these sessions and just have some good feeling training is really the objective at this point, and kind of keep building that confidence. So anyway, hopefully there's some good videos coming. Hopefully I pull a big deadlift today that's enjoyable to watch. But I'm hanging in there. I'm sticking with it. I'm doing the best that I can. And I guess that's all we can really do. So hopefully some big lifts coming, and we'll see you on the other side. Man, what a week here. Not very good, I guess, is the end result of this week. I think my main thought here at this point is that it's kind of unfortunate. I think I said this earlier in one of the clips. It's unfortunate that I feel like I have this competition, right here. Like today. I think today was an example of me making the choices that I needed to make to help my leg feel better, to squat more evenly. And maybe that does give me an opportunity to squat well at the competition, but it certainly, is not the training that I want to be doing right now. So, I guess as a really brief rundown from the week, I'll go deadlift, bench, and then today squats. Deadlift actually is the thing is I could say this on all my lifts except squat maybe. My technique feels like it's good. Like warming up for deadlifts, I felt really good, got up to 340, 750, felt really good. I was kind of nursing a little, I pulled all with straps, but it doesn't really affect me at competitions. 340 felt really good, made a really conservative jump. I was just gonna go by 10 kilos, maybe even hit like 360, 370, put 350 on there and not even a chance to get off the floor. Like my hip just, again, kind of felt like nothing to it, but like back downs felt so good. Like, I feel fluid, I feel really, really good. Bench press, kind of same thing. Feels like I have a great amount of pop off my chest. Felt pretty good warming up, then got to 172 and it kind of felt hard, took small jumps, hit 185 like totally maximally a couple of times. But I feel healthy, like 100%. I don't have any pain. It's just like not quite all the way strong yet. Worked back up with triples after that and hit a triple with 170. I would have rated that like a 7.5 or an 8 RPE. My best triple ever is 182. So it's like, that's close. It's just not there. Squats, especially from earlier in the week and just like doing kind of body weight squats, around the house. I just knew my hip wasn't there today, and I tried to give myself an opportunity to work up to like some heavyish triples, but kind of knew that I needed to just feel even more than anything, because that was my big frustration early in the week, was that I could have hit more weight than I did today, but just felt like really shifty and like very, very aware of my left leg. Today, I felt much more even. I felt like I was on my left leg a lot better. Definitely felt some discomfort, but it felt like better. It felt like my leg was working, but just don't trust it yet. And the strength's not quite there. Did some 8s after it and like got a pretty good pump in my left leg. So it's like I have some things that I feel really good about, but just not this meet, and it's, I feel sad, I guess, about it a little bit that, I made that video, the making it count video, and how motivated I was for this meet to be a really good one, and it's not going to be this one, and that's a bummer. Like I really, really wanted this meet to be a good one, so I think I'll have some opportunities next year, early next year to put together some really good training and have a good total and all that kind of stuff. But just, circumstances didn't allow it this time. So I said it earlier in the video that I feel really good about the direction that my training is heading. I feel really good about my headspace right now. I started the train of thought in one of the other clips about this competition and why I can't drop out. I have to do this meet because if I want to continue to do Pro Series meets or be eligible for Pro Series stuff, I don't know that I'm like trying to win the Pro Series or anything, but like doing that stuff and having points matter, I have to do Raw Nationals. So I just have to do this meet, even though I don't really want to. So anyway, I think that's kind of the take home right now. It's a little, well, I was gonna say bittersweet. I don't know if it's even sweet, that this is my last clip that I'll film in this gym. I'll be training a little bit next week and then we're packing it up and moving. So this is the end in here. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys for the support. I know I'll get a good amount of support from this video. Who knows what'll happen in the competition? If I can make some make some stuff happen next week as far as the stuff I did today with my squat. I'm going to try to give myself an opportunity to squat close to 700. Maybe hindsight is going to, or that clip right there is going to age very, very poorly. But I'm going to open pretty low, and if things are good, take some big jumps. If things are not good, we'll see what they are. I still have some hopes of bench pressing something decent, and I have some hopes of deadlifting really well. So we'll see. I'm kind of going in the meet with maybe like the lowest expectations that I've ever had, but it is what it is, and I'm still like, in some ways excited to do it. I think that these are things, like especially as a coach, talking to athletes, that I'm always proud of my athletes, competitors who just like stick with it and do this stuff. And I would encourage you, if you're somebody watching this video, like this moment certainly is not fun for me. I don't enjoy this. I'm not particularly enjoying making this video and putting it together and publishing it, I guess, tomorrow. But builds character, and it makes the good ones like feel really good. Kind of learning how to fight, learning how to manage these things. So anyway, I think that's it for me. It'll be a few weeks before I'm able to put out another video, when I get to Cyprus, and then we'll have more coaching content. So I appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully I'll have a good recap here in a week after All Nationals. But until next time, we'll see you then.